Hey guys, Jay here. Welcome to another episode of News from the Noose. We've got quite a bit of stuff to talk about this week, so let's kind of jump right into it. First up, we've got the Pet Sematary remake. Comes out in 2019. They've casted their Judd Crandall. The original is played by Fred Gwynne. You may know him from The Munsters. He played Herman Munster. Really great performance in the original movie. This time around, we're going to be looking at John Lithgow, who you may know from Third Rock from the Sun. Pretty big movie. He's done a ton of other movies. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I think he's actually a really good casting for this role. The only other cast member that has been casted and announced anyway has been Jason Clarke as Louis Creed, the dad. So interesting to see who else gets added to the film as we get closer and closer to its release date. I personally am excited for this remake. I don't know about you guys. I really like the It. Wouldn't even call it a remake. It's a new adaptation, but I really like the It remake. I know there's a few things from the movie, like the Wendigo, that gets left out of the book, that can be added to this movie. But the original is great. It's one of my favorites. I know Stephen King wrote the screenplay for the original himself, and he oversaw most of the production. He changed a couple of things to satisfy Paramount, I believe it was. So we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about John Lithgow as Judd Crandall. Let me know what you think about the remake in general. Are you excited? Do you not give a shit? Whatever you feel, let me know. Hi, kitty. Meow. So yeah, that's that news. Stephen King, Pet Sematary. We've casted Judd Crandall. Awesome. The other day, Fede Alvarez, the director of Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake, he tweeted out which project should I work on next, and he had Evil Dead 2, Don't Breathe 2, and Stop Making Movies as the three options. Luckily, Stop Making Movies didn't win. Evil Dead 2 did. I think it's a great idea. Like I said last episode, I think it's the perfect time with Bruce Campbell retiring to continue Mia's story, and I think he's an amazing director. I think he had a lot of love and care for the series and the way he redid the way he made the remake. And I'm just super excited. So that's what I see. Out of these three options, which one do you think he should do? Would you rather see Don't Breathe 2 sooner than an Evil Dead 2? Or would you rather him not make movies at all? I personally hope none of you feel that way, but who knows? So now we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to shoot it over to Jerry. Jerry, I don't know which way, whatever. And he's going to talk about some movies that are coming out on Blu-ray pretty soon. And some stuff that's been announced and released. So take it away, Jerry.
Thanks, Jay. Glad to be back. Let's look at what our releases are going to be for May 15th. First of all, we've got the Bloodthirsty trilogy coming out by Arrow. Now, what's the Bloodthirsty trilogy, you might be asking? Good question. It is from the fantastic Japanese studio Toho, who of course brought us the long-running Godzilla movies and many other ones. Well, they took their stab at Dracula movies. And this one's going to give us three. Vampire Doll, Lake of Dracula, and Evil of Dracula. I'm super excited for these. As much as I love Toho, I rarely ever get a chance to watch these movies, so I'm super stoked that they're getting the Arrow treatment. Next, the It's Alive trilogy is coming out from Scream. Now, that's a movie that you just have to see, and if you like the first one, you definitely need to watch the second and third. And what a beautiful cover on that box set, I have to say. Almost like a Mr. Robinson did it and did a fantastic job of it. Next, we've got Dr. Blood's Coffin. The only thing I know about this movie is that it's British. Next, we've got Apartment 212. Also, I know nothing about this movie. And the next movie is Platoon of the Dead from 2009. I know nothing about this movie also. But for the collectors out there, I do want to let you know these last two movies, Apartment 212 and Platoon of the Dead, are in fact burn on demand. That means BDR. So keep that in mind while buying it. Some people that does not matter. Some people it does. For me, I think burn on demand is a great thing because it gives us a chance to get some movies we would normally have never have gotten because they wouldn't have done a big enough production run. So I think it's worth the trade of a press disc versus a BDR. I am 100% fine with that. So that's what's coming out. I know for all these, I have the Bloodthirsty trilogy on pre-order. I did not pre-order the It's Alive trilogy, but it's mostly because Scream Factory is about to get so much of my money in August that it's not even funny. So I'm kind of saving up for that. Either way, that's it. Check it out for the May 15 Blu-ray releases, and that's it. I'll see you next week with more releases. Later, guys.
Other horror news. Jordan Peele has announced his next project. We've got a poster for it right here for you. It's called Us. There's been really no plot details released for it. However, Get Out was kind of a look at what could you call it? Light racism, underhanded racism, where you feel like you're giving the person a compliment, but it's really just bad stereotypes like, oh, black people are good at sports. And so Get Out took a look at that as its social commentary. The rumor for this one is that it is going to take a look at the toxicity of the black community on itself. So who better to cover that than the guy that gave us Get Out? Like I said in many numerous times I've talked about Get Out, I will watch anything this man puts out until he does me wrong. Get Out was my favorite movie, my favorite horror movie of 2017, and I am stoked for his next project. I can't wait to see what comes of it. I can't wait to cover the news of it as it drops, and we'll definitely get to the trailer if and when, well, I'm sure there will be, when that drops. But for right now, all we've got is this poster, but I'm pretty excited about that. Again, in the comments, let me know. What did you think of Get Out? Are you excited for his new project? Or do you not give a shit? Interested to hear your thoughts. Yeah, so that's it for that news. I'm going to send it back to Jerry now, and we're going to take a look at his new segment, Collector's Corner. So, Jerry, take it away.
Thanks, Jay. Hey, everyone. Again, it's Jerry. I'm back with another collector's segment. I am a collector, as you can see. So I want to talk about things that are happening in the community that affect us collectors, and a lot of that involves announcements. Now, on the last episode, right after I sent Jay the footage of me doing all the announcements, Scream Factory came out and was like, we're releasing Brain Scan and Return of the Living Dead Part 2. So he mentioned it, but I've got to talk about this. One, I love Brain Scan. It's an episode we did on the podcast that went terribly wrong because I was super sick and super fucked up on NyQuil. So much so that I had a theory that the trickster from Brain Scan is from the same universe as the tall man from Phantasm. Like I said, a lot of NyQuil. Anyway, we fucked that show all up. So I was super excited to hear that they're going to release Brain Scan on Blu-ray. I can't wait to see what the special features are, and I can't wait to see a high-definition version of this movie. It's a fantastic flick, and I can't wait to redo that episode of the podcast. Hint, hint. They also announced Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Now, two things. One, podcast-wise, this is a movie that I actually bought bootleg Blu-rays of that had the correct soundtrack of to give to Jay and Kenneth, also one for myself. Now, the main thing Scream Factory said when they announced this release was that, yes, it will have the original soundtrack. Thank you, horror gods, Cthulhu, Jason's mom, whoever is up there. Thank you so much. That's what we want. That Scream Factory knows horror fans. They know what we want. Isn't that right, Cass? Cass agrees. Now, when are you getting your hands on these? Well, Return of the Living Dead Part 2 will be first on August 14th. It'll come out the same day as the 3 steel case Blu-rays that Scream Factory are putting out, which is The Howling, Life Force, and Army of Darkness. So make sure to check that out, and I'm sure more people are going to be buying Return of the Living Dead Part 2 than they are Brain Scan. But for those people that are as excited for Brain Scan as I am, even more excited for Brain Scan than Return of the Living Dead Part 2, August 28th, that will be the day that we will get that. Now, keep in mind, you can always order directly from Scream Factory, which is a bit more expensive, but they ship it 2 weeks early. So, you do the math on how you want to do that. Next, speaking of collectors, do you happen to like Funko Pops? No? Then ignore this. But if you do like it, check this out. For all you clickety-clackety motherfuckers out there, Funko Pop is bringing out Black Phillip from The Witch. And while I'm not a fan of the movie, I've got to say, the Funko Pop looks fantastic. I love it. It's got Black Phillip rearing up, and he's got an apple. It's fucking awesome, man. I'm actually pretty stoked for that. Next piece of information, Bernard Rose posted a picture. Jerry, who's Bernard Rose? He's the director of Candyman. He posted a picture of him and Tony Todd recording a commentary for a 4K restoration of Candyman. We're getting Candyman on Blu-ray, Region A, here in America. Yes. For the longest time, you could only get a Region B copy of that movie on Blu-ray. In fact, I've almost bought it multiple times, but I keep holding off and just going, well, my VHS copy is good enough. Well, now there's no more wait. here coming out soon at some point, we're getting a 4K restoration of Candyman, and there's going to be a brand new commentary track with the director and the main actor, Tony Todd. Super excited for that. Cannot wait for more information. Now, to end this segment, we're going to end on a slightly downer note, but we're going to do it with honor. This whole segment is dedicated to John Altamora, who played Toxic Avenger, aka Toxie, in Toxic Avenger Part 2 and Part 3. He has unfortunately died of a heart attack. So our condolences go out to his family, to the trauma team, and everyone who's ever loved Toxic Avenger. So with that being said, rest in peace, my dude, and back to you, Jay.
All right. That's some stuff to be keeping an eye out for. Pretty excited about Brain Scan and Return of the Living Dead 2. I know we have a bootleg copy of Return of the Living Dead 2. Actually, let me reach over here and I'm probably going to edit that down. Return of the Living Dead 2. It's a bootleg, but it actually looks pretty good. So I'm excited to have an official release that I can purchase. So that's cool. As far as new stuff in the theater, that the Jordan Peele news is really all I got. I went to see Bad Samaritan. It's a good thriller. Go check it out if you want. I'll do a full review on it maybe later on a Straight to the Kill. But for now, let's get into some streaming recommendations from the same as last time. So I narrowed it down because we had a little bit more news to talk about this week. So this is only going to give you 2 this time. On Netflix, we have Cube. Cube is I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a thriller, a tense drama about a group of people trapped in this like Rubik's Cube type mechanism. They don't really know what's going on. They don't know how they got there. Some of the rooms are trapped. Some of them aren't. They try and figure it out and try and survive. It's awesome. The traps can be pretty gory. It has a great opening that kind of shows you what it's all about. The story is fun. All the characters interact well. Definitely check out Cube. It's one of my personal favorite movies. The other one is Perfect Host. This is a thriller. Do not expect lots of gore or violence. This is just a what the fuck. Guy breaks into a dude's house. Not breaks in. He kind of tricks his way in. He plans on robbing him or taking advantage of him, and shit kind of gets turned on its head. It has... I didn't look up the name, so apologize. But it has the guy that played Niles from Frasier on it and does the voice for Sideshow Bob. It's really good. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's got a cool twist, got some turns. Check that one out. Perfect Host. I don't know if I said that or not. On Hulu, we have John Dies at the End. This is a dimension-hopping, demon-fighting, fourth wall breaking. Oh man, it's just so good. Really weird, really fucked up, great acting. Definitely check this one out. John Dies at the End. That's on Hulu. The Forgotten. This is a sci-fi thriller about a woman whose child gets erased from existence, and she's trying to figure out why. She runs into another dude who's suffering the same thing, and there's a big, huge mystery. I keep saying this because this is what happens when I'm not scripted, but definitely check it out. That's my recommendations for Hulu. And then lastly, on Amazon Prime, I decided to go with some campy goodness with Jack Frost. This is not the one with Michael Keaton where he's a good dad as a snowman. This is the one where the psycho killer gets killed and resurrected as a snowman, and then he kills people as a snowman. Super campy and cheesy. Absolutely love it. That's what we got on Amazon Prime. And then Deathgasm. That's the last one for Amazon Prime. This is a heavy metal demon summoning bloody extravaganza. Kid in a metal band who's forced to live in the suburbs, or metalhead kid who's forced to live in the suburbs, meets up with another metalhead. They decide to make a band. They find some sheet music and they start playing it, and it starts turning people into demons and zombies and stuff. Really bloody, really funny, dark comedy with an awesome killer soundtrack if you're into metal. If you're not into metal, then probably not so killer. So that would be my recommendations for Amazon Prime. So just a quick review: Netflix, Cube, Perfect Host; Hulu, John Dies at the End, They're Forgotten; Amazon Prime, Jack Frost, and Deathgasm. Some of these may cross over, so if you don't have all the streaming services, then feel free to seek these out on the other ones. But those are the ones that they're specific to that I found them on. And yeah, so that's our show for today. Let us know what you thought. We're still improving. We'll improve every time. I know my rambling can get a little because I'm not scripted, but I hope that the information that I'm giving you is awesome. I hope that it's entertaining. When I started filming this, it was a lot brighter outside. I'm trying to use the natural light because there's less glare off the monitor, and so you're not staring at what I'm looking at the entire time. So I'm going to try and wrap this up now. But yeah, leave us comments, like, subscribe, share the video. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Jerry's having a lot of fun doing this. Everyone I show it to seems to be pretty entertained by it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This time we're going to end the show with another piece of horror information, a horror fact for you. So this one is about Pet Sematary because we talked about that earlier. So the movie itself is actually inspired by something Stephen King had to deal with. His daughter's cat was killed by a truck on the highway. Ellie's outburst you see in the movie is actually taken from his daughter's reaction and grieving to the cat. He grew up in a home where his home had a pet cemetery behind it. One of the houses he lived in, I can't remember if it was his childhood home or not, had a pet cemetery up in the woods behind it. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from, and it was on a highway. His youngest son almost ran into the highway, much like Gage does in the original movie and the book. And so that's kind of where all it came from. Judd Crandall's based on an elderly neighbor that lived next to him. So he took from his own life experiences, and that's how he got Pet Sematary. So that's your horror fact for the day. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you again soon, and I love you all.